Welcome to the Love Holistic Living podcast, your roadmap to heal and align mind, body, and soul and become intuitive through food, pleasure, and spirituality with your host and Italian friend, Sara. Hello and welcome back to the 5 things that changed my life. This is an episode that is about what true spirituality is all about because these are the things that changed my life. And I started getting into spirituality since a very young age. I was in Italy, as you all probably know at this point. I was born and raised in the northern part of Italy. And since I was a little girl, I was clairvoyant, yet I didn't really understand the gift and I didn't understand that what was happening to me. I was seeing angels and archangels and beings of the love and light realm, like nothing bad about, demons and all of that entities. Like it was really like pleasant, my experience with the other dimension, but I didn't really know what was happening and I didn't want to sound crazy. So I kept it all for myself for many, many years until I started traveling the world and realizing there were other people that shared either the gift or knowledge or a higher consciousness. And I started getting really into reading books and understanding more about true spirituality during one of my lowest moment in life, which happened when I was 16 years old. I was going through depression, eating disorder, body dysmorphia, and it was a very interesting and really dark time of my life, not as dark as what happened to me in my 20s, which is a story for another time, but as dark as you can go through with your body, not liking yourself, not feeling at home with yourself, isolating yourself. Like there was a lot going on. Body dysmorphia, like seeing a different reflection of you in the mirror, not loving yourself. And so I call that time of my life the food spiritual awakening because I went through a spiritual awakening that was connected to the body and food. Then I started reading books that were literally about chakras and astral traveling, astrology, numerology, and the power of now, like things and books and getting in onto forums, watching videos. I mean, at that time, it's so funny. I didn't have a strong Wi-Fi. I was 16 years old. I had just gotten my computer, my very first computer in my life. And it was, connected to the cable and it would do like a weird sound. I don't know if you've ever had that experience. Like, it was like back in those days. And I started getting into spirituality, right? So in this video today, I want to give you the 5 major things that completely changed my approach to life. And the reason why I am who I'm here to be today in front of you guys is because I've applied and embodied the 5 things that I'm about to tell you. Before getting into those 5 things, I want to make sure that I help you understand what real spirituality is all about because these days I see so much fake spirituality, this new age spirituality, this new trend, and everything is about a trend from yoga to healing your chakras. And I don't really consider myself like super traditional because I take the traditional way of doing things and translate it in a way that other people can understand what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, the goal is for you to raise your consciousness, help you heal yourself, and move on to live a fulfilling life. So, having said that, I also don't promote fake spirituality. So, I see so many people that consider themselves psychics or healers, even on TikTok, that promote this love spells, promote this short-term rituals, which is the same as the toxic diet world. It's the same thing. It's like I'm giving you the short fix to help you get over these toxic cycles, to help you reconnect with yourself. But let me tell you that in life, and if you understand this, you are going to transform your life like at a very fast pace. There is no short fix. If you can adopt that mindset that it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's even hard. No, no, no. What I am saying is you've got to do the work. You don't wake up in one morning and build $1 million business. All the stories that are out there, they're giving you like a short image and a short message of what their life was. And even me, that comes from like, after my divorce, I found myself completely broken. I didn't build a six-figure business just because I woke up one day and built a business. It took me more than 4 years of waking up, of really fighting for myself, of adopting a different mindset. It really took inner work, processing my emotion, letting go of the past, healing myself. So, what I'm trying to say is be mindful of all of these quick fixes that are happening nowadays in spirituality, because you can move at a very fast pace and you can heal at a very fast pace, but you've got to find what we call the real deal methodology. And I consider myself lucky to have found what worked for me and many of my clients, that are falling in love with this subconscious reprogramming and also soul healing session that we offer at Lovelistic Living, because they are able to see the progress that is helping them up level in life and heal at a very fast pace, more than positive affirmations, more than just energy work, more than, therapy even. So find the real deal and understand that you do need to do some work. So let's get into the 5 things that changed my life and that can help you transform your life. So first thing first is about attachment. If you can attach yourself to something or someone, you can also detach yourself from it or him or her. Okay. So this is super important. So many people get stuck on, I can't live this job. I can't live this relationship. I can't change my life. And it happens so much with relationship. We have these attachments to past memories together, attachments to what we've had, moments, finances, house, and material things. But at the end of the day, you can let go. You can detach yourself from that experience, from that person, from that love, whether that's a positive love or negative love, negative in terms of toxic. That's when you're stepping into your power. That is the secret, is understanding that you have the power to attach yourself to something or to detach it. And if you heard a noise, it's because I'm showing on video that I'm holding my computer mouse, and I'm also letting that go by detaching myself from it. So if you ever feel stuck on the belief that you can't let go of something that is creating more suffering than positive, than joy in your life, then that is a lie that your brain is creating, that your ego is creating to keep you in what we call the comfort zone. It is scary to say, okay, I don't know what's out there. I'm jumping and leaping into the unknown, but I know this is creating more suffering. So I'm just going to do it anyway. And the universe will always catch you. But if you're stuck in fear, then please be aware of that pattern and also step into your power by adopting this mindset, spiritual mindset, growth mindset, that if you can attach yourself to something or someone, you can also detach yourself from it, him, or her. Number 2, if you don't like something that you can't change, then take away its only power, your attention. This is so powerful because we give so much attention, and to something or someone, putting that person on a pedestal oftentimes, when we need to be anchored down in reality and understand that we are in a state of power when we get to decide if I want to give that person, that behavior, that experience attention or not. You're always in your power. You always have a choice. Anytime you say, I can't do anything about this, I can't change, I can't let go, then you're coming from the victimhood kind of place. And you need to flip that. You need to flip that mindset to understand that if you don't like, for example, if you don't like to be criticized all the time and you get always frustrated with that person, maybe at work, maybe in your family, take away your attention. That is how you stop giving energy. When you stop giving energy to something, someone, elevate your wellness with the blue green algae superfood. A big thank you to one of our favorite sponsor, Salus Health, which is the reason why I feel so vibrant and healthy with boundless energy today. This blue green algae superfood is packed with nutrients and antioxidant, which has been a game changer for my well-being, and it will be for yours. It will help you boost your immunity, increase energy levels. It's a natural supplement for weight loss, enhance mental clarity, and it's rich in vitamins, minerals, essential amino acids, and superfood nourishes your body from the inside out. Don't forget to visit saluz.io, saluz.io. Again, saluz.io. And don't forget to use the code LOVEHOLISTIC to receive your initial 20% off your order and embrace the goodness, embrace life. Then you kind of free yourself energetically. And some people have a harder time letting go of the pattern that is distracting themselves from themselves than to really say, hey, I want to be healthy. I don't need this suffering in my life. Like we get attached, and it's going back to the first thing that we said, which is if you attach yourself to something or someone, you can detach. Like it goes back to attachment. When something becomes toxic or is not healthy for a longer period of time, we kind of get used to that. We get used to that vibration. We get used to being treated that way, and that becomes comfort. So how to reverse that is to understand that anything can become comfort again, even though you're going to feel some kind of discomfort when you let go. So for example, let's just say that for a while you need to live in a house that is small, or maybe with your parents back again, kind of you need to adapt to kind of like lower standards for a while. Maybe you ran out of money, you're studying, you went through a divorce, whatever that the reason is, you kind of go back to low standards. You adapt yourself to that, right? So the good thing is you're adaptable. But after a while, that becomes your new comfort, because through routine, through days, months, and or maybe years, that becomes your new normal. So that becomes comfort zone. And when it's time for you to go back into the world and maybe get that house of your dream and step out of that comfort zone, that can feel now unfamiliar, that can feel scary, that can feel very uncomfortable in your system, because our body gets addicted to a certain feeling. Okay. Why most people don't get out of abusive situation? Because there is, even though it's awful and it's hard and nobody should be treated that way, and I speak from experience here, you one stop believing that there is something better out there. You become familiar to fighting that battle every day. And it's really hard to change. it requires courage. But if there is anything you need to remind yourself and understand through step number two, is that if you don't like something, then you can change it by taking your only power away, which is your attention. Okay, let's go into number three. The more still you can be in your mind, the more clear you will feel. This is oftentimes something that everyone knows, but nobody does because it's such a simple act that people disregard that. They take it for granted how good for your overall well being, for you and your intuition, for being connected to yourself. They take for granted the simple act of stillness. I certainly did. I took it for granted. I was like, oh, this meditation, it's not working, it's not making a difference. I, went deeply into meditation like 3 times a day. I was in an ashram, which is a spiritual community where you only practice meditation and yoga and, all the spiritual stuff. I went back into the world and I remember I dropped it for a couple of years. Right. So it's okay. But once I took it back, I realized how important stillness is because we get busy, life gets busy, and all of these things that are distracting us from the connection with self are a true distraction. No wonder why you can't hear the voice of your intuition because you are distracted by a busy mind, by your to-do list. And what matters is you and you and your higher self to navigate life. So you have to find a way to come back to yourself every day, every week. There's no striving for perfection because I sometimes can't meditate that day and I try to do something else. So try not to be so hard on yourself and ask yourself, how can I create more stillness for the purpose of reconnecting with myself, which is the which is the most important relationship that you can have in this world, in this lifetime, is with yourself first. Now, let's go into number four. Your body will always change. So stop focusing so much on a perfect body and nurture your soul a little bit more. I'm going to say that again. Your body will always change. Your body is designed to age, even though humankind is trying so hard to fight the aging process. And that is something to me that is not touching me at a deeper level. Like, I'm not afraid of aging at all. I actually am enjoying the journey of seeing my body change, my hair change, my skin change. And I understand that is not going to become prettier, but I love aging. I really do love seeing older women embodying that frequency of I am who I am and I love who I am and with my gray hair, and I love aging. Like, I know that I'm going to be that person and I'm not scared of it. Like, because of this one thing that I've really mastered, which is the detachment. We go back to number one, from the physical body. That was a spiritual experience and lesson I have acquired through times when healing my relationship with food and my body, is because I realized the body will always change. It doesn't matter if I try to go back to that number on the scale, because then I got pregnant. I fought so hard for many years to get to a certain numbers, and then I got pregnant twice within 2 years, and that got thrown out the window, all of my efforts. And I realized then how amazing the body is. Like, I really got into, oh my God, my body's creating another human being. It's amazing. And you never know. It's always going to change. The most important thing is how good you can feel in your body and at a soul level. Like, are you okay being you? Are you okay with being you as a soul? And I started looking at people through the lenses of, I'm talking to another soul. Like, I'm not looking at someone's body. I mean, I love beautiful bodies and I really believe that everybody is beautiful and unique. But I've, seen this transformation even through my dating experience, because when I was younger and in Italy and I wasn't really mastering the spiritual lessons, I would always date a certain type that was handsome and beautiful and really in shape. It's not like there was a type. Okay, let's just start there. And now I detach myself from the type, which was connected to the body, and I'm focusing so much more on at a soul level, do we have a connection and what can we exchange through this connection? And how good can this be for the both of us? So realize that your body will always change. So focus a little bit more on how good it feels to be you at a soul level. And number 5, take the leap. It's better to try than to waste your time wondering if. And I feel like today this is a note to self because I am leaping into something again. I always do that, but this is like a bigger quantum leap that I'm taking. And I'm always reminded of how beautiful this process is. The fact that if I look back and I'm like, if I hadn't leaped in my past experience when I decided to invest in myself and invest in my business, I would have still been this stuck person with negative thoughts pattern, not being able to create a positive impact in the world, not just income, impact, right? So if you are frozen in fear right now of leaping when you find a potential solution that calls you deeply, hear me out and remember these words. Take the leap. As long as it feels like that it's a big yes, it's a hell yes, that it's coming from your heart chakra, your heart center. And as long as you feel that, then rest assured that the universe will catch you. And whether you're going to gain something positive or it's a lesson you must learn, it's part of the soul evolution to get you to the next step. So don't take it as a failure if it goes bad. Take it as, oh, I needed to go through that because I needed to learn that lesson. And beyond that, I grew and I quantum leaped. So don't be attached to the end destination. Take the leap if it's a hell yes, and enjoy the moment and enjoy that stage of life and enjoy that excitement because it's going to take you. It's kind of like the bridge that's going to take you to the next phase of your life, the next, which is it's the same path that's going to get you to goals. But if you're not leaping, you're stuck. So take the leap. And that's how I want to live my life. I want to look back when I'm 90 years old and say, I lived my life fully. And I want to have very few regrets. I always want to act genuinely, compassionately towards another human being, whether it's a client, a friend, a lover, my kids, especially. And saying to myself, despite the many things that maybe I did wrong, but I tried my best every time with the tools I had. And I leaped when I needed to leap because I was curious enough to trust the universe. And that's how I want to live my life. And I want to leave you with this thought. So please let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to join the newsletter. You can do that in the link below. And don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Lots of love, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.